I might get canceled for this one, but I'm about to get political because the New York City mayoral campaigns have been epic. Now, everybody's been talking about Zoran Mamdani's win, but I don't think enough people are talking about how Andrew Cuomo absolutely bombed the race. And what you can actually learn from this as a small business owner is because you're probably making some of the same mistakes. I'm Jody-Ann, and I'm a digital marketer that worked with service-based business owners to show them how to market using SEO and search-based marketing on a lot of different platforms. But political campaigns, I don't usually talk about that, except for right now, because I see an opportunity to take some of the learning lessons, apply them to your business, and I promise you that these are some things that you probably didn't realize, but you're going to be surprised by how much they impact your business. Now, in today's video, I'm going to break down some of the mistakes that Como made in his marketing campaign and how these can actually be applied to a small business owner. The first lesson that I took away from Andrew's campaign was that clarity actually beats recognition. I think that Como was banking on the fact that everyone knew who he was. He was going on recognition. Mamdani was somebody that was new. Nobody really knew who he was. And at every opportunity that they had to point it out, they tried to show that he never had a job. He was working for his mom. He's basically a rapper, or what they try to say was a fail rapper. And they were banking the fact that people already knew Como and knew what he was capable of. But that didn't quite work. Because here's the thing, Mamdani's campaign did a lot of trying to build awareness about his position and what he's actually offering. Now, think about how that applies to your business. Whether someone recognizes your brand versus they know exactly what it is that you're offering, people don't always go for recognition. Yes, I might recognize Walmart as a brand and I know what they are and I know who they are. They've been around for many years. But if I see a product that's a better fit that's from someone else that I don't know, but it's very clear that would solve my problem versus the Walmart brand, I'm going to go for the one that I know will solve the problem, even though I'm not fully aware of the brand. If the marketing and the messaging is right, it will definitely trump recognition. And we saw that in this political campaign. Now, I want you to apply that to your business, for example, to your website. Yes, you might have been around and been in business for many years, and people know who you are, they know about your business. But if your website is not clear, if it's not speaking to what the services are that you offer, who that you're helping, and if your packages aren't specific, you might be losing a ton of customers because you're just banking on the fact that you're an event planner who's been around for 5 years, so everybody already knows what you do. Don't make that mistake. The second lesson that I took away was that Como had no clear differentiator. No matter what, whenever you saw Mamdani, he was always, his message and his pitch was always about he was fighting for the working class. He was fighting for free transportation. So you are able to take the bus. He wants free childcare. His position was always very clear. Now, I want you to think back. Can you tell me what you recall from Como, what his position was? Probably not. And the reason for this is that he wasn't banking on that. He was banking, again, back to lesson number one, on the brand recognition. Here's what I want you to take away from this. When you're blending in and when you're not differentiating yourself and taking a position and having a stance, you essentially become like everybody else. Your clients, no matter what business you're running, will often be looking at multiple vendors at any given time. They will be hopping from website to website, from Instagram to Instagram, trying to make a decision. You want to make sure that you stand out. You need to be visible and you need to stand out and be different in their mind. So just keep that in mind as you're writing content for your website, for your social media, and for any platform on which you're marketing. Lesson number three is probably one of my favorite. They were selling on emotion and Como didn't. Mamdani really went for the emotion and he went for the heart. You saw him out there and he was really trying to connect with people in their stories. He was learning Spanish so he could speak to people in the Hispanic community. He was trying to make sure that as he was conversating, as he was telling people their stories, that he could connect with them on the level that it meant the most. He was talking about the different neighborhoods and how they were impacted by crime, by loss of industry, and how that related to his own background and his story. Do you recall Como doing that? Now, this is important because as you're marketing your business, you have to see the importance in this, especially if you're offering the type of service where you might be helping someone make a very big decision. Let's say you're a wedding planner, you're helping someone plan one of the biggest days in their life, their wedding, and that's very emotional. So when you're marketing, try to connect to your customers on an emotional level because that will help you to build trust and to help them to understand that you fully understand where they're at and you might be the best choice for them to work with. Number four was obvious, and it's that Como ignored certain marketing channels. Mamdani is from a different age group, obviously, so he was using social media a lot. And you could tell that he had done significant research on his target market. Now, I'm not going to completely throw Como off the boat on this one because his target market might not have been those people on social media. But my thing is, he was not on certain social media channels where it was having an impact. You saw Mamdani on podcasts. He was doing pop-ups at parties, at Wu-Tang concerts. He really understood who his target audience were, and he was showing up in the places where they were at. So here you go, business owner. I want you to take this lesson away. You need to understand who your target clients are. You need to go deep in that research. Who are they? Where are they? Are they on social media? Are they on at Wu-Tang concerts? You need to know where they're hanging out, the type of language they're using, the type of things they're interested in, because this will help in your marketing. It might make the difference between you running an ad on Google or an ad on Facebook, depending on where your target audience is spending most of their time. If marketing is not your thing and it's something that you really don't want to learn, I encourage you to sign up for my free lead generation audit because I will go through and take a look at your business, see where you might be missing out on traffic, leads, and tell you exactly how to fix them. I know this was a different video from my normal one, but I just saw an opportunity to pull out a couple of lessons that I think were still helpful in the business context. If you have questions, comments, feedback, don't hesitate to drop it down below. In fact, I absolutely love when you have questions or ideas or topics you'd like to see covered because that will help me to make future videos. Thanks again for watching and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.